made a big spill on the stove. And also my phone is falling down. So I'm gonna clean that up first, but welcome, Friday. We've made it. We are just going to be making some dumplings for Grandma tonight. And I'm going to be eating some dinner, and that's about that. Not very exciting, but I figured those who want to be here will be here. And we can talk about all the latest trends in life, like Barbie and Oppenheimer, and why it's become such a thing that they're a thing. I'm so confused. Can someone explain why this meme association started? How? Why? Somebody clue me in. I'm too old for this. I don't get it. You should refresh your page, Carrie. Always refresh your page. It's like a live equivalent of rebooting. Reboot thine device. But there must be some relation between Barbie and Oppenheimer, right? Like, what is it? What is the relationship? Antithesis, I see. So one is about the destruction of the world, and the other is about a doll come to life who's all glittery and pink and happy, except when she's not. It's also directed by Greta Gerwig, so I would assume it has some sort of a political, feminist, millennial burnout touch to it. Yes? I'm just rolling out the dumpling dough a little bit so that it has a little bit time to rest while I make the filling for the dumplings. I don't want the gluten to be so tight that it becomes hard to roll out, so I'm going to roll it out a little bit now, and we'll go the rest of the way once the filling is made. Just flattening it so that it has relaxation time built into it. Doughs need to be spa'd too. We all deserve a little spa now and then. Okay, now we are moving on to the filling section. I have a lot of scallions. I bought Grandma some zucchini. We're gonna get some vegetables into this, Grandma. Yes, because otherwise she will never eat vegetables. So let's do this. Let's do it for health. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shreddy the zucchinis. And yes, I will be using 2 whole zucchinis because, again, Grandma does not eat any vegetables. And it's probably not good on several different levels. But while I shred zucchini, what should we talk about? Any weekly highlights y'all want to share? Ooh, The Trick is going to the theater 1 week after movie has been released on a Wednesday afternoon. Thank you for that tip. It's a fantastic tip. Hello, Nova Scotia. I mean, didn't Barbie just come out today? So I don't know if any of us saw it, especially if y'all have jobs. Although I guess some people do have summer Fridays. So there's that. Okay, so if we don't talk about Barbie, we have to talk about something else. So you tell me what we're talking about. Burning questions, burning shares, burning body parts. Let's hope not the last one, but who knows? It's the internet. Anything goes. I mean, I think it looks like it's a fun time with a little bit of social critique. And it's become such a meme that everybody wants to get on it, you know? Like in the age of TikTok and virality, this is a viral thing. And what great fun it is to be in almost like a virtual rave of sorts. To be in the same group of people who have seen it, who can indulge in the memes about it, and participate in this mass celebration of sorts that is based off of parody. I think it defines our times quite well. I think we've all kind of experienced existential burnout, and I think this movie is a lighthearted, poppy way to go about cathartically announcing our collective discontent. I think that's the vibe that I'm getting from why everybody's so fascinated by Barbie. It has beautiful people acting in it, fun costumes. It looks like a fun time, and it brings out the kids in us who are now currently dying adults with no souls. Does that sound about right? Barbie was canceled, but so was half of our pop culture. They always have a way of bringing it back. They do PR, they do diversity stunts, and then they're good as new, right? That's the way our world goes. If you guys are talking about the bear, I do think the bear is very accurate in terms of some things about the restaurant industry and food service, but very, very, very idealistic and Hollywooded in other respects. The camaraderie that you see in that show is very, very rare. It happens, but not to the extent that they portray it. And yes, there are different personalities who are drawn to different things, always, of course. So I can't speak for everyone, but for my personal experience, a lot of the bear does glamorize what it feels like to be a cook. I haven't seen all of the second season, and I don't believe I will. I tried to watch 2 episodes and I quit in the middle of the second episode. I was just like not feeling it at all. So that's my take on it. It is very accurate, I think, in the ways that it does give me PTSD, a lot of the stressful scenarios, yes, but a lot of the human aspects that they portray are so unseen in much of the industry. I'm not saying it never happens, I'm just saying it's rare. We're gonna chop up a lot of scallions. Then we're gonna chop up some garlic, ginger, all of that good stuff. Really glad that we got rid of Mom's cutting board that was really old and busted. I was having a much harder time than I realized cutting on that board because of the grooves that had formed from the wood being eroded. And I always thought, oh, it's my knife being dull, which yes, my knives were kind of dull, but that cutting board did not help, so. What would you say is the TV show or movie that has portrayed chefdom most accurately? I don't know. I don't watch chefy movies simply because they do a lot of glamorizing, and it's tiring. So. I think we're gonna have to wash these scallions again. I'm seeing some grit pieces. We don't want Grandma to have grit pieces. That's the thing though, like nobody really wants to live their reality. They want to have escape through story, you know? I don't remember liking burnt at all, actually. I did watch Chef. I like Chef, I think. But I was still pretty green to the restaurant industry when I watched that. So I don't know if I would have picked up on accuracies and inaccuracies. I've never seen Big Night. I have no idea what that is even. I've never even heard of it until now, so. You have to understand, I keep telling people this, I wasn't really American until 2000. I immigrated here in 1997. I didn't really acquire English until 1999. And then after that, it took a while for me to like actually get into pop culture. So, you know, there's a huge blind spot in my American identity. My parents didn't really consume American media like that either. I mean, some, yes, but all filtered kind of through communist China and their rules of outside influence at the time of the Cultural Revolution, and I just don't have that background, so. If it's not like a classic in an international way, I probably don't know it. And even if it is a classic, I probably also don't know it, because I am an uncultured swine. I did see Julia and Julia, or Julie and Julia. I didn't really like it. I thought it was really kitschy. Very saccharine. Feels dated. That kind of movie, that kind of genre, feels very dated to me. So, those are my thoughts. Best omelet ever? Huh, interesting. Very interesting. I don't even remember. Gotta be honest with you, I don't remember a single food item from that movie. We got rid of Mom's cutting board, but we still have Mom's shitty knives. So there's that. And then at the end of the day, as long as I'm alive, we still have a remnant of Mom. I still remember when she passed away, somebody messaged me saying I'm her legacy. So there's that. I look so damn fine? Wow. Thank you. I guess. I think real things don't get box office because most people don't have a taste for reality. Even our reality TV show is fake because we just like imaginaries, you know? I don't blame us for liking imaginaries. As they say, it is what it is. All right, we got a lot of veggies. We're going to throw a lot of seasoning in it right now, including sesame oil, a little bit of vinegar, Soy sauce. Oh no, I just spilled oil over everything. Today's not the day. Today's not the day. Today is not the day. Also gonna add a little bit of Mom's pickle sauce, just for saltiness, I guess. Here goes the vinegar, nice amount, and some more soy. That's all of it. Let's rinse out the little bottle. Get every last bit out. The first bottle was the thick soy sauce. This is less thick. All right, next we have sesame oil. Very frozen sesame oil. Okay, I didn't know oil froze like this. How strange. All right, maybe I'll just wait for it to drizzle. Ooh, Japanese cookies with chocolate that look like little mushrooms. Those are also very Chinese. When I taught abroad in China, my co-fellow, who's British, she loved those cookies. She was like basically addicted to them. Every time we went grocery shopping, she would have to get some. You seem a little off lately. Do you want to explain how off I seem? Alright, we're going to go in with some green citron peppercorns. We're going to go in with a little bit of sumac. This is new. Grandma's probably going to hate it, but it's just going to add a little bit of acidity, and I don't think she's going to taste it very well. Tiny bit of fennel. And some mushroom powder. And our standby white pepper. And MSG. And a little bit of salt because we ran out of soy. All right, let's go ahead and mix this up. I mean, don't we all have stuff going on though? Like, isn't that always the case? Hardly news. Okay, my favorite part of this before the meat goes in is tasting the veggies and making sure everything is a little bit too seasoned. That way when the meat goes in, it'll be perfectly seasoned. So let's see how this turns out. Not salty enough. Not salty enough. Let's add in a little bit more of the pickle sauce. I unfortunately do not have chicken powder. That's better. Good. Alright, now we're going to grate in some garlic and ginger. Woo! That was a bad idea, wasn't it? Where did, oh, here it is. Chicken powder, I took to mean like powdered bouillon cubes, basically. In Asian stores, you'll often see them selling chicken bouillon by the container. Not in cube form, just in a tub. It is an OXO microplane, yes. Which is funny because microplane is already a brand name. So. I got this because I got it at Kmart with like points, and it was free, I think. Or maybe I paid very little for it. Whatever the case may be. I hope you guys are ready for like a very long live tonight. So I'm not feeling energetic enough to go top speed. So I'm cruising right now. This is cruising speed. I am possibly planning to take a trip in August, and it'll be basically my first time ever not visiting grandma on a daily basis, not due to COVID, because in November when I had COVID, I couldn't visit her obviously, but we're gonna try it. I think it's necessary for me to try it because I think if I don't have a chance to take time away from her at all, I'm gonna grow very, very, very resentful. I'm just trying to balance it out so that I don't burn out. It is not entirely for personal pleasure, although I think part of it will be fun. It's for work. It'll be a sourcing trip with Burlap and Barrel in August. So we'll see how it goes. It has been basically 19 months since my mom passed away. And I've been with Grandma for those 19 months, trying to know how to take care of a 90-plus-year-old person. And I've been visiting her almost every day of those months. And I think it's time for me to not do it every day. No, it is not China. That would be ironic. Yo, Grandma, I'm going to China and I'm leaving you here. No, it's not China. So we got ginger, we got garlic, we got our veggies, we got our seasonings. Oh yes, let's add in the sugar before I forget the sugar. Venus goes retrograde tomorrow through September 3rd. No changes in appearance, no starting new relationships. Okay, interesting. So if it means no starting new relationships, what's going to happen if I start a new relationship? And what's going to happen if I pierce my nose? Am I going to die? Am I going to be cursed forever? What are the repercussions of this thing that you're telling me not to do? You know, they say as a teacher, if you tell your kids don't do something and you don't present them with a consequence, they're going to do it. So, you must make known what the punishment or the outcome is. Otherwise, there's no incentive to do or not do, is there? It doesn't work out well. Interesting. So does that mean that if I get my nose pierced, then it's gonna get like infected and then I won't be happy? For my own good, I should not do it. I'm not sure you telling a stranger I don't need something in my life is going to have the effect that you intended it to have. Just FYI. So you're just saying things to say things. Okay, cool. We are making dumplings. Right now we're making the filling. It has zucchini and scallions, spices, seasoning, sesame oil, MSG, salt, and pork now. With a little bit of mushroom powder. It's got 2 whole zucchinis in here, and I'm still thinking it's not enough veggies. Look, overwhelmingly meaty. I wanted it to be at least half veggies, and it's not. I don't think I'm exceptional. I just think things are chance, you know? Everything's chance. Some people are lucky and some people are not. And some people are lucky sometimes and not in other times. so just all depends. Oh, Grandma's had this dumpling before. I think she just likes the ritual of eating dumplings. I don't even think she likes them anymore. I'm pretty sure she's tired of these dumplings now. Like, look, I've been feeding them to her for, what, half a year now? I would be fucking tired of it too. Are there any other veggies I can put in here? I guess I could shred some beets. Should I try to shred some beets? That sounds like a bad idea. Let's not do that. Maybe a little bit of cauliflower. Cauliflower can taste slightly meaty in texture. The problem is I don't have more zucchini to shred. I cubed all the zucchini. I have no shrimp. Did you know that shrimp is one of the most environmentally unhealthy seafoods that's being harvested? Oh, just labor issues, farming issues, all of it, sourcing issues, transportation issues, just environmentally not great. If you want to learn more, definitely read up on Alicia Kennedy's writings. She is the source of all of my food justice discontent knowledge. So if you want to hate on the system a little bit more, she'll be there for you. Cooked bubble gum? Nah, girl. What kind of shrimp have you been eating? Guys, I'm working up a sweat just grating this cauliflower. It's going so slowly. But I'm trying to make it as fine as possible so Grandma suspects nothing. I've never thought about how I've basically turned into a parent trying to get their kids to eat vegetables by hiding vegetables inside dumplings for Grandma. Hilarious. Sad but true. The life of feeding a 95-year-old to be. Have a window fan from Mom's. It's a window fan that I got Mom that she didn't really get to use before she passed away. I've noticed a lot of dust coming through. It's the city. It's really dirty. And if I put an intake fan right by the window, I'm a little afraid that it's going to bring in so much debris. And this is the kitchen where I cook, and I just don't want dust from the city settling in. Yes, Susan, she's 95 years old and she does get to eat whatever she wants for the most part. She also doesn't have that great teeth left, so she can't really eat whatever she wants. But also, if she doesn't eat vegetables, her poops get pretty constipated, and then that causes suffering too. So I just have to balance everything out a little bit, you know? Grandma will do what Grandma wants to do, but what Grandma wants to do kind of results in pain sometimes for her. So I'm just trying to mitigate the pain. The other day I went in and she was on the toilet and she was pooping and she was like moaning so loudly that I thought she was shitting bricks, but she ended up like pooping on the seat and pooping on her pants, and I took the pants off and I threw them out because I wasn't about to throw that shit in the laundry machine. And like the poop looked pretty good consistency, you know? But she just really likes to bemoan her life sometimes. She also refused to let me close the door, not just to her bathroom, she refused, but to her room, where her bathroom was located inside of. Because she says that every time I close the door to her room, she can't breathe, and I'm trying to suffocate her. So the entire floor had to listen to my grandma's shit. And truly, I got so fed up with how selfish of her that was, that I just had to kind of do my thing and get out of there that day. And every day I think about how my mom had to deal with this shit, and she couldn't leave like I can, because she was living with my grandma the entire fucking time. You know, I get it. She's lonely. She's afraid that she's going to get in trouble and die at any point. But the way she's going about it is really, I mean, there's no other way to put it than selfish. It's just selfish. And it makes me realize that when I do get to that age, I will become that selfish too. And so that's why I've become more and more certain that I really can't let myself live to that age. So that's that. I think it's so humid today, we're gonna need some flour on the surface. Here's the thing about dough. It never really stays constant. It changes always with the environment. So you really just have to go with the flow on it. And go with the flow we shall. I have not seen Jury Duty. I have no idea what that show is. Today's weather was awful? Maybe I'm just used to awfulness. I didn't think it was that bad. That being said, I am already very sweaty, and I think after this first round of dumpling making, I'm gonna have to tie my hair up. My hair was wet, that's the only reason why I haven't tied it up. Yes, I know it's unhygienic to cook with hair down. Some of you are gonna give me some shit about that, but my house, my rules, my laziness. Would Grandma eat soup? Absolutely fucking not. She will probably throw a fit if I stop giving her dumplings. It's either this or buns, and buns are way more labor intensive for me to cook every morning. I've tried. I have to steam those and proof them before they get steamed. It's too much. Not sustainable. Dumplings are the most sustainable option in terms of what Grandma is willing to eat, so. Alright, I'm not going to do the most tonight in terms of getting them as thin as possible. I can roll them out a little bit more later. But right now, let's just go with the bare minimum. It's kind of been a long week. Anyone else? And now my pasta roller thingy isn't rolling. What's up, dude? Can you cooperate? Thank you. I mean, let's be honest. Have we had a week that is it? I don't know if we've had a week that is it for a long time now. First dumpling of the night, y'all. And I overstuffed it. Getting too greedy up in here. Cute. She's cute. And so it begins. I actually didn't have cornstarch today for the dumpling dough, so what I did was I got the little nub of dough that was left over from the last time we made dumpling dough, and I rolled it into today's dough. And I overstuffed this one again. Wow. She never learns. She never learns. perfect amount of filling. We're gonna crimp the shit out of this one. She's gonna be a beaut. A beaut. Dough feels good today. I'm thankful for the little things such as dough being good to me. All right, let's do some Thanksgiving, I guess. What has been the best thing that's happened to you this week? Conversation with a friend is always lovely. Your feral cat has given birth? What are you gonna do with all the babies? Will you care for all of them? Yeah, just let him hang. That sounds good. I think a barn is a great place to be a cat for sure. Much better than the city. Hi, Kansas. Am I missing something? Binkotsu? What is that comment about? I can't scroll up, unfortunately, because my hands are very porky right now. And doughy. Oh my gosh. No, not keto. That sucks. I would be devastated if I had to go keto. My diet is almost entirely carbs. You just sound like all of us East Asian girls, women under 50, the tattoos, the body image, the crisis in your 30s to 40s. I haven't even hit my 40s yet. But sure. Are you telling me this because you don't like the self that I'm presenting? Oh, so how many East Asian girls do you know that fit this profile? I don't know, am I an ABG, Ram? You tell me. Ram is probably the only one in the chat right now who has seen me in person, so he's the one who's most qualified to pass judgment on this. I'm not asking you to love me. I'm just asking you what you mean by your words. I want to know your intentions. I want to know everyone's intentions. I'm sure it comes from some childhood trauma, but I just want to know what these comments mean, what they aim to achieve. I'm trying to understand the internet. I know it's a futile task, but I still want to know what the hell is going on in our world. Like Barbie and Oppenheimer. How? Why? Uh-oh. Rachel, are you seeing ghost activity that I'm not seeing in my kitchen? Yes. You know, I'm really bummed that the restaurant videos aren't really getting the views that I was hoping they would get. So it does seem like there are some people who love them, but not very many. Maybe I'm just not the person to introduce restaurants to people. Caddy is late to the combo. Caddy, we are not going to disclose any reactions to the Barbie movie, even if we have seen it, because some people have requested that we have no spoiler alerts, so it is too new to talk about. Hi, San Fran. What up? Listen, I'm personally attached and proud of, to some extent, of all of my videos, but you know, I do pay attention to the views. Not that it would discourage me from stopping a project immediately because I'm not getting the views, but it does definitely sway me in terms of thinking about, well, who's watching what and how many people want to watch this, and you know, part of creating content is thinking about what people actually want to watch, and if it seems apparent that very few people want to watch something, I think eventually I'm gonna lose the drive to keep making it. So there's that. Yeah, true. You are the diehards. I've done quite a few restaurant videos, some with Aaron in New York City and some in Los Angeles. And then Mom died when we were in Cairo, so technically those are kind of restaurant-y videos, travel vlog restaurant videos, but very much grief-oriented because I was in no mindset to actually do a straight-up eating video after my mom passed away, but I still had to put that footage out just to complete that chapter of my life. I didn't want it to like be forgotten. I wanted to kind of watch the documentation of the events surrounding my mom's death live. So I think editing that footage was extremely therapeutic for me, and it gave me a chance to process myself and my new reality while watching my old reality pass by in front of me. What kind of advice do you need, Sandy? I don't know if chat has frozen for anyone else, but it has for me. I do think this is my niche, right? Like experimenting with food, not using recipes. I think probably this is mostly what sets me apart from other food content out there currently. So maybe restaurants are less of a pull because it's not really my forte, and people want to see me do my thing. My thing isn't restaurants. Controversial medication. How controversial is it? Is it going to cause her to get really sick? Well, what is she struggling with? Feelings of being overweight, or being told by doctors that she's too overweight? Where is the pressure coming from I'm assuming she's trying to lose weight. I'd be curious what the motivation is. I have no idea what Ozempic is, unfortunately, sorry. I also agree with Zara. These are just things that she has to go through, and the more you try to force her to talk to you, the less likely you are to be successful. Speaking as a daughter of someone who always wanted information, my mom didn't know what to do with that information other than worry on me with it. So I knew that by talking to her, she would automatically worry. And I think it took me a few years to submit to that fact that I just can't escape having a mom who worries about me constantly. But certainly knowing what her reaction would be discouraged me from talking to her about a lot of things, because I knew that she would, even if she didn't mean to judge me because she was worried for me, you know? So, I think this is not something that you can help her with unless she wants you to help her with, because I think this might be something that is gripping her at a very shameful emotional core, and she feels personal responsibility to take charge and fix it, so to speak. Whether or not she can, whether or not she should, I don't think really matters at this point. But yeah, I mean, I think if it's a medication that can cause serious illness, that is definitely something to consider possibly intervening with, but let her make her choice. Let her make her choice. Let her live. Let her make potential mistakes, if they are mistakes. And then be there to be ready to rescue her when she wants you to rescue her. The key word is when she wants you to rescue her. That's a key phrase, not a key word. Especially because she's 23. She's definitely, like, I would say at 23 I was not a full-on adult. I don't think I still am a full-on adult, but more so than when I was 23. But 23 is the age at which you feel like you should be an adult and you should be independent. And I think to have my mom worrying about me defeats the amount of effort I've put into trying to do my own thing, be my own person, fix my own problems. So let her do her thing. There's a lot of emotional baggage with all of these issues. There's a lot of interpersonal dynamics and family history that we're not privy to. But yeah, there's a lot to consider. People who have the same desires and issues don't have the same experiences going through them. So it's really hard to give advice for situations like this. They are deeply, deeply personal and deeply, deeply contextualized in ways that I can't ever really imagine. I would say, Sandy, this is not meant to be a critique, this is purely an observation. I would say what I've observed about your phrasing and wording of the situation highlights especially how you want her to be safe about addressing it, but because it's a desire that you want her to feel safe, it doesn't mean that she's going to be able to feel safe. That's on her, that's not on you, that's not something that you can do. Yes, you are her mom, yes, you care about her, yes, you want the best for her, but some things we just have to do for ourselves. So I would say take the responsibility off of yourself for a while, observe the situation as much as you can from a detached perspective, and just be like the lifeguard who's on standby, basically. That's my advice. But that's just my advice. Like, I was talking with Aaron about this today, about going on the sourcing trip and leaving Grandma alone, and he was saying, like, hypothetical scenario, what if Grandma dies when I'm on the trip, right? And I thought about it, and I said, no regrets, because Grandma is not my responsibility, but I have chosen to take responsibility for Grandma. But it also means that I need to prioritize myself and my own well-being Because one, that was something that mom never mastered, and I think mom suffered greatly for it. And two, I can't take care of grandma if I don't take care of myself, and if I just breed resentment, my treatment of her is going to go down the drain anyway, and it's going to cause more friction in our relationship and more bad feelings and experiences for her in her living experience. So I think sometimes we have to take a load off. We have to recognize that yes, we want the best for the ones that we love, but oftentimes they have to live their own lives, and we simply should not and cannot, emphasis on cannot, we cannot be responsible for them all. As much as we want to guide them out of danger and into safety always and forever, it's just not going to happen. Life is filled with potholes, pitfalls, and that's just life. That's just what, it just comes with it. So, you're doing great. You're doing great. She's a great kid, you're a great mom. You clearly care about her, but don't try too hard. Because when you have to try so hard, there's just something that you're working against. It's frictional. It's a frictional action, it's a frictional intention, and friction is a waste of energy. It's inefficient. Okay, first round of dumplings, finished. I am going to wash my hands and eat something. Because it's 9:30, holy shit. I don't really want other families to step in. There's no one on my mom's side here in the States. There are people on my dad's side. It's not their responsibility, so I'm not gonna ask them to do that. Okay, let's see what I have to eat. Yeah, I agree with Zara. We will never not be the mom, but I have learned more from my mistakes than my successes. You gotta let her figure that stuff out so she becomes an even stronger person. This is the main point of conflict that I had with my mom, is she would always try to protect me by not letting me commit my mistakes or make my choices and deal with the consequences. She would constantly try to discourage me from doing something or another, and it would cause me to rebel against her, even though we didn't really need to have a oppositional relationship. But because she did not ever let me make my own choices without providing some sort of discouraging commentary, I had to stand my ground in order to do what I wanted to do for myself and my own life. And there's a lot of cultural issues here too, because I feel like in America, kids are very encouraged to be independent and to make their own choices, and it's less so the case in Chinese culture. So no, grandma doesn't feel fondly about my dad, so she'll take the help. She's 95. She doesn't know who anyone is at this point, but I would just rather not have anyone else involved. I would rather have more of a control over the situation. Maybe it's my control freak acting up, but I just think why bother? The thing is, grandma is well cared for at her facility. She truly doesn't need someone to visit her every day. But I've fallen into it because one, I've felt responsible for it. It turned into a routine before I knew what I was doing, and I thought this was the best thing I could do given the circumstances, and so I did it. But does that mean that we have to keep doing it? No. Will I keep doing it? Probably. But will I take exceptionals like this sourcing trip to do my own stuff and live my own life without her? Without considering her at every step of the stage? Yes, I will. Why? Because it's probably healthy for everyone involved for me to do this. So, I am putting some salted raw cubed zucchini in a bowl. I am slicing some raw cauliflower into the same bowl. I am going to be dumping our chickpea olive oil beet juice marinated concoction over this, and we're just gonna eat a little cold salad with some fiber and fat and protein and not cook. No cooking. I did have oatmeal at like 5 p.m., so I'm not entirely hungry, but I do feel like I need my veggies, and this is a great way to get all of them in. Plus, I need to eat the leftovers before they spoil, so win-win-win on all fronts. I will probably not have reliable internet to do lives on the sourcing trip, and I will probably be very exhausted, and also part of my task on the sourcing trip is to make content, so I will be filming stuff, which means I'm going to be really digitally burnt out. So no, I will not be living, but it's a work job, y'all. I gotta work. But I'm pretty excited to have a reason to, you know, I thought for a long time after my mom died that I wouldn't travel because everything happened while I was traveling, and I think I was pretty fucking traumatized when that happened. So I think this is like a great baby step towards traveling again, because psychologically it's not something that I'm doing for myself, it's like a job, so I don't feel the same amount of indulgence and guilt and shame about it, I think, as I would a personal trip. And it gives me a sense of purpose that I think a personal trip would not have given me, so we'll see. I think about my life choices a lot, maybe too much, but I think for the most part it's been really great for me to keep processing all of these thoughts. And at every stage trying to let go of guilt, you know? There's a lot of it, there's a lot of guilt inside me. Probably a lot of chickpeas, but hey, I live alone. Nobody will know. I'm going to also sprinkle on some sumac. I'm trying to like do my best to get rid of all of my old spices. So I'm trying to like really churn through them. A little bit of black pepper. Sure, a little bit of fennel, why not? This might be too big. It's okay, I'll eat it all. I need my veg. I'm trying to be the anti-grandma in my life, you know? Everything that grandma does, I must not do. It is very reactionary, but I think for a lot of my life I have lived it in very reactionary ways, and I don't know. Maybe it's not good, but in the case of observing grandma's habits, I think it is very good that I'm trying to be anti-grandma. Very refreshing. I'm going to put some MSG on it. It needs that sweet savory bridge. Let's put a little bit more oily juice as a dressing on top. This would be good with cheese, yes. Very few things would be not good with cheese. Well, I think MSG is just a chemical identity, but there are different brands who make MSG, so I'm going to assume that there is a difference. But I haven't done an MSG taste test enough to know if that's true. So refreshing, y'all. Here's a bite with a pickled hot pepper. Raw cauliflower just has such a nice soft crunch. It's very pleasing to me. The zucchini has a slightly wilted, soft, spongy texture. I need water. Nuts would be very good. But I already ate a shit ton of cashews and pistachios today, so I'm not gonna overdo it right now. Part of a balanced diet in imbalanced amounts is my life. Okay. Hello, Delesio. What's everyone got going on for the weekend? Fun plans? Summery things? Putting in a drip system for farming? Like drip irrigation? Sewing project sounds fun. What are you guys sewing? Cool. Tell me all about drip irrigation, because I've been a very bad student in farm school and I still don't know how this thing works. What are the components that you need to make a successful drip irrigation system? What is everything that I would need to buy to set one up in my backyard? Ooh, a church social. That's cool. What do people do at church socials? I haven't been to church since I was maybe in 7th grade. Oh, you're not doing it yourself. Gotcha. Congratulations on being able to just chill this weekend. Love it. I feel like I should clean my apartment, but I probably won't. And then next week I'll feel guiltier, and then finally the week after that, I'll clean. Maybe. We'll see. Yes, vacuuming and laundry, the never-ending tasks of living space maintenance. Size. let's take a few more bites of our snack before we continue this. Any plane that you're hearing is probably almost definitely going to LaGuardia. I don't think any planes going to JFK pass through this particular flight path. Don't quote me on that, I don't know, I'm just bullshitting you right now, but. Confession, I've never seen Totoro in full. I've only seen clips. I feel like most planes that fly over here land in LaGuardia. I don't think they fly away from it, but maybe. I do have this nut mixture. I could pour some on. What's a few more pistachios in my day? Pretty good. These are also salt and vinegar pistachios, which work really well with these pickly items. Favorite veggie? That's a hard one. I think if you had asked me 5 years ago, it would have been carrot, no contest. Then it would have traveled to cauliflower and broccoli. Right now, I don't know how to answer that. Tough questions. Also, maybe, can someone tell Meg in chat, I think she's lagging. I feel like based on her comments, she's watching the live from the very beginning. But unfortunately, she won't hear me say this because she's in the past. But maybe someone can ask her in chat if she's in the past. Potatoes are great, but let's talk about potatoes. Do we think potatoes are a vegetable? Thank you, Gary. What's my least favorite vegetable? Ooh, that's a good one. It used to be okra, for sure. Now, less so. It also used to be bitter melon. Now, also less so. Least favorite vegetable. Asparagus is kind of up there for least favorite just because it smells so weird. Let's see. What other vegetables do people hate? Why don't you guys tell me? Oh, you hate eggplants. Interesting. I don't like Italian eggplants, but I love the Asian variety. Rutabaga. Interesting. Okay, I don't think I'm a fan of sunchokes. Have you guys had sunchokes? I don't think I like them. They're expensive, they're really hard to prep, and I don't think they taste that good, honestly. So, kabocha squash is definitely a great one. I agree fully on that. You don't discriminate against any vegetables? Really? Ooh, that's a great one, Emma. I hate radicchio. I hate it. It's so bitter, I don't get it. Chicory too, I don't get it. It looks beautiful, I don't want to eat it. Oh, you just reminded me of a whole host of vegetables I hate. Swiss chard. I hate Swiss chard. You know what? I'll eat radicchio and I'll eat chicory, but I won't eat Swiss chard. I just don't like it. What's gross about celiac? I don't even know how to say it, but I don't even think I've had it that often. Is it like celery root? Is that what it is? Do you just hate like the kind of anise, licorice-y flavors of it? I don't think I hate celery root as much as I hate Swiss chard for sure. I've never liked Swiss chard. I could not understand why people ate it the first time I tried it. I was like, this is a torture instrument. Why would I eat this? There's so many other vegetables to eat. What is your favorite chocolate? I don't know. They're all pretty good, girl. I'll eat anything. I've never had canned spinach. That sounds horrendous. I like frozen the most. Frozen spinach is great. Yeah, same. I didn't know there was canned spinach either. I thought that was just in Popeyes, as in the cartoon. I am not growing my window herbs. No. No more. No more growth. All stagnant. All death. Only aging from now on. Best underrated cut of meat? Organ meat? Head meat. I love head cheese. Does anyone else like head cheese? I do think it's a cultural thing. I think Chinese people definitely eat way more organ meat than most American-born white folk, should I say. But I love my organ meat. I just think they are so flavorful in their own ways. Underrated, underutilized, looked upon as a waste product in this country, which is a shame. They're so nutritious, and they're part of the animal that you've killed. So my philosophy is, you kill the animal, now eat it. Eat the whole thing. You murderer. I mean, I like rabbit. I've eaten rabbit. Rabbit is a very Chinese meat to eat. Try me. What are some things that you eat in Kansas that you don't think I would consider food? Do you know who you're talking to? I don't know what calf frita is, but maybe you can explain to me. I also really do want to try beef heart. I don't think I've ever actually had it, but I do live in Jackson Heights, and I do believe there's a couple of street vendors who sell it. I just gotta go seek them out once. Oh, calf fries. I don't know what calf fries are, still. Like baby cow fry? Oh, fried calf balls. That's a hard sell. I'll try it. Is it good? Do you like it? Rabbit cacciatore. That's raw rabbit? Is that what cacciatore means? That's cool. Do you like your meat and fish scrap bags? I like them a lot. The fish ones are kind of hard because they're extra bony and tough to pick out, but great for stock making. So flavorful. Interesting. Parties around eating balls. Culture. We love it. What is Shirako? I feel like I've heard that word before. I just don't quite know what it is. Listen, one more person I can get onto eating scrap meat, the happier I am. We have all these like vegetarian and vegan movements, but let's be honest, it's kind of like trying to kill capitalism. We're not going to be able to do it right away. It has to happen over time, gradually, slowly, phasing it out, and not phasing it out for the sake of phasing it out, but phasing it out because we've been presented with better systems, alternative systems. So the same way I look at eating meat is encouraging people to, one, source better meat if they can afford it, but a lot of us can't. So in case you can't, start eating the parts of the animal that are less common, less popular, less utilized, and we can start to cut down on the demand. Not in terms of like the demand for animal product, but the demand in terms of how many animals we kill, because I don't think we're utilizing all of the animal as much as we can. And so that's a part of why I eat what I eat. My thoughts on lab-grown meat is, why? 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 It's my thoughts on a lot of things. It's just why. I have a lot of questions for our society right now. And not a lot of answers are being given. Eric Adams' administration made this poster that was discouraging asylum seekers from coming to New York because he says we've had an influx of 90,000 of them in, I don't know, this year or this last month or something, and he doesn't want any more asylum seekers, so he started making these posters that say, like, New York City is very expensive, maybe consider another city to escape to, essentially. Meanwhile, he's saying we don't have money to house asylum seekers, but we do have $700 million to pay cops out for overtime. That's just overtime, by the way. We're paying cops close to $1 billion in overtime. Good night. Bye. By the way, that's above the budget that was approved. So he's just completely ignoring the city budget. Yeah, homemade stock is always richer than store-bought because the store, they just give you whatever they can pass off as broth. But you, when you make broth, you know what kind of shit is going into your broth. He's just a bad person, and he uses identity politics to no end. Sad. 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 I'm just talking cops. I'm not talking fire people. Oh, I probably missed your first message. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just want to get done with these dumps, you know? Then I can go lie on my bed and do nothing at all. Yes, identity politics. Eric Adams is a black man, and he makes sure that we know he's a black man. And anything that he does is justified by his blackness. That he must have the well-being of everyone in mind at the top of his mind because he's been through it. There was something that somebody said in a farm school class that was so pithy. My classmate said, not all skin folk is kinfolk. And I really appreciate that saying. That's what identity politics has made us believe in. That we must uplift everyone from certain backgrounds or identities just because they've suffered due to that identity, but no, not always. People who have been abused can either go on to try to heal and support others, or they can go on being abusers. So, Farm School, if you Google Farm School NYC, you'll find the website. The website can explain a lot more. Thanks, Neil Murray Gray. Thanks for the shout out to Gary and me. So Burlap and Barrel has team meetings every Friday where everyone kind of gives a summary of what updates, new things, works in progress have been going down. And they end every meeting with a segment called Wins and Kudoses, where we just thank everybody who helped us along the way during the week. I think it's really cute. So I love to see shout outs. Little verbal appreciations really do a lot for humanity sometimes. I'm washing my hands because I'm really tired, so I'm going to take a break. But we have about maybe 10 wrappers left. Who did I shout out? I didn't shout it out during the meeting because the meeting kind of ran over, but I dropped it in our Slack. I shouted out Bailey and Ren. They are constantly helping me with newsletter stuff. They were the ones who kind of trained me on how to newsletter, and they continue to be great helps, both in terms of editing and ideas and sourcing quotes from our collaborators. Very key components to newsletter composition. Bone broth is just you cooking down bones in a pot of water, and then you have broth. It's bone extract. It's been used as a very staple element in a lot of cultures, but it became super hype about a decade ago. And some people made a lot of money by selling bone broth as the new miracle food. All it is bones and water, bro. I'm eating a salad. Zucchini, cauliflower, chickpeas, olive oil, seasons, pistachios, beets. While I have you here, I want to ask, there is someone who follows me on Instagram who likes literally every single story I post. I see this person consistently. Are you here? Are you present? Are you just clicking on the hearts on all of them? Bye, Queen Allie. Good night. I mean, you do what you want. I'm just curious. Doesn't really affect me. some people spread the love. It's true. We have 28% battery, y'all. We gonna make it? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Imagine grandma hates these dumplings because they have too much veggies in them. I'm just gonna be like, sorry grandma, you either eat these or you don't. Or you can come make your own dumplings. If you have questions about farm school, I highly, highly recommend that you check out their website. A lot of cool stuff on there. They do community classes, citywide too in New York. So just Google Farm School NYC. It'll come up. If you had to use a mayo-based salad as a pillow in a plastic bag? Ew! Potato. Structure. Still though. Ew. What up, Kim? I think egg salad would be too soft. I want some support in my pillow, you know? I would want to eat tuna. Tuna's not going to smell great. Tuna and egg are going to be the first ones to start smelling bad. You ever think about that, guys? Think about it. Think about it. Potato is probably the one that's least likely to go bad immediately. You know, I'm also curious what my dumplings taste like. I don't think I've eaten more than 5 of these. Bye, Emma. Good night. Yeah, what is the time frame on the use of this pillow? Good question. Asking the important stuff here. I didn't read Marietta's comment. I'm sorry. Can someone copy and paste it and re-ask? My hands are really porky. Oh, Rachel. Thank you for your confession. I don't know. Is it you, Marietta? I don't know. If you like all of my stories, great. I'm just curious, but thank you for your support. It just also, I guess for me, seeing someone like all of my stories kind of doesn't give me an accurate picture of what they actually appreciated because they like all of the posts indiscriminately. I don't have like feedback about what they actually like to see from me. So that's why I'm just kind of like, you know, I like to know what people like to see. And when it becomes obvious that you're liking everything, I don't have that data to pull from your likes. I don't really understand what you're into. But like I said, you do you. It's the internet. We're all free to do Barbie Oppenheimer memes until the day we die. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Ambrosia salad. Interesting. I gotta ask, why would we have a mayo-based pillow? I gotta ask that too. But more so, I would like to ask why we're paying taxes to fund other countries' wars. I would like that answer more. And I don't want any bullshit answer. I want an actual answer. I just want to hear it from the source, you know? Yeah, I like all of Aaron's Fred content too. Who doesn't like Fred content? Monsters. And on IG, if you interact and like the story post, they show up on your feed more. Ah, is that how you trigger the algorithm? I see, I see, I see. Play the game. Feed the monster. Last dumpling, y'all. We did it. Yay. Thank you so much for being here this Friday. I will still clean up, but I won't be as present. I just want you to look at this beautiful dumpling circle. It's like they're singing around a campfire. Isn't that cute? And to answer someone's question from earlier, I think these dumplings will last approximately 10 days. Just enough for me to not have to do it every week, but not quite enough for me to not do it every 2 weeks. Such is life. Now let's put away our meat mixture for next time. Have I thought about getting a dog? Not in New York City, but yes, I have once fantasized about getting dogs. I used to be in love with Newfoundlands. They're huge, they're drooly, and they're water rescue dogs. And I used to want them because I'm afraid of the water and I can't really swim, and I've always imagined having a dog who can save me while I was drowning would be kind of nifty. Also, they're really kind and they're kind of babysitter dogs. I cook these dumplings by boiling them. What is mint chocolate ice cream with a splash of milk and thinly sliced bananas a response to? I'm so curious. So very curious. I'm gonna label this one dump meat. Dump meat. Today is 7/21. Ah, okay. Noted. I do not give Grandma any sauce because she always complains about something being either too salty or under seasoned, so I just stopped giving her more options to make it easier on myself, to streamline the mornings. These days, I am concerned about making life easy for myself. That is the top priority. Big borks, small borks. We are almost out of battery, so I'm just gonna keep pushing the live until my phone runs out of battery. If I disappear suddenly, it's probably because my phone ran out of battery. You have been warned. Shayna, what the fuck did you just post? That's really fucking scary, and it reminds me of all of those like vertical thinking puzzles that used to be all the rage when I was in like college. I hated them. They always involve some sort of creepy situation and you have to guess why. They were the absolute worst. I hate it. I hate psychological riddles. They terrify me. But whoever wants to answer, you sure can. It's been asked. I think Uncle and Aunt were kind of surprised when they first saw my tattoos. I don't even know if Grandma has noticed them, to be honest with you. But, hey, I do me now, so... Did Debbie get it? Is Debbie right? Wow. That's a fucked up person. Wow. Wow. Is there a movie about this storyline? I feel like somebody should make a movie with this storyline. That's fucked up. Well, I'm glad we solved it, so I don't have to go to sleep thinking about this shit. Does it hurt? Yeah, it hurts a little. Not too much. Some people like pain, you know? Could be cathartic. Really depends. Well, I hope she finally gets his number after all of that trouble. She'll need it because she's going to jail. Folks, we made it. 18% left. Let's see if I can finish eating. But anyway, if I don't see you this weekend, I hope you have a great weekend. Vitamins? Inside the wrist hurts more than outside the wrist. Inside the wrist, you have a lot of veins. The closer it is to veins, the thinner the skin, the closer it is to bone, the more it hurts. Mint chocolate chip and banana, skip. That's not the combo for me, girl. That's why I didn't get a full band. That's why my tattoo stopped right here. So just think about it. Bonier, thinner skin, closer to vital organs or veins, arteries, those will hurt. So. Cooking degrees? No. I never went to culinary school, so I don't know anything about that. I don't really like school for the arts, and I do consider cooking an art. I think they train you too much. YouTube would frown upon it. I would love to do a truth or drink, but does it have to be alcohol? Because I might die during that game. Unless I just told you everything you wanted to know. Would you guys watch a truth or drink? Should it be alive? It should be alive. We should advertise it as a AMA. June does truth or drink. Do you really have that many more questions you would ask me? I entered the culinary world by working in minimum wage restaurant jobs in New York City. What kind of a stream layout do I need? Do you see how low budge we are? I filmed on a potato resolution for the first 3 months I was in this apartment. But thank you for the offer, Meg. I mean, I'm open to your creativity if you're offering up your arts. See, Val says exactly what I was thinking. Val says I would watch, but what haven't you already shared? I've literally given you guys all I have. Ooh, a logo. I'd be like an official YouTuber. That's fun. Do you guys want to see me be an official YouTuber, or do you like how scrappy we are? Do you like how anti-establishment we are on YouTube? Oh, Meg, thank you. I look forward to your DM. If for nothing else, just to check out your stuff. I'm always interested in people's arts. We did it. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the live because my computer's out of battery, my phone's out of battery, but I'm gonna go on my bed and watch movies and eat more stuff. and live like it's Friday night. I encourage you to do the same if you can. You guys enjoy yourself safely, okay? Be responsible 10% of the time.